You are so good at what you do with the software and development, but you've organized leagues, ran tournaments, owned a facility. It makes such a difference.
When they showed up at our tournament, the first thing they realized was there's no Nike anywhere.
Pushes the envelope on that paddle. What does that mean?
Why can't I hit you with the ball? That's totally legal.
But I'm totally against it.
I don't care who they are. Hit me with an Ernie, I am going to hit you with the ball.
I know the most important person in pickleball, and that is Jason Santerre.
Welcome back to the Southern Pickleball Podcast. We are so glad to have you here. My name is Mary Emily, and I am sitting alongside Southern Pickleball co-founder and also co-host of the Southern Pickleball Podcast, Mark Spackman, who just so happens to also be my dad, so I'm lucky to get sitting here next to him. It's really good to be back. Always remember to like, comment, and subscribe to this lovely channel. We love having you guys here with us, and we're going to take a quick moment to thank our sponsor.
Diadem Sports, the official pickleball of Southern Pickleball and of the world, and the only pickleball that we want to play with and you should want to play with as well.
Awesome. So we are really lucky to have today Jason from pickleball.com here with us. I'm super excited to get into this conversation. Jason, you told us before how to pronounce your name, and I knew I was going to butcher it, so I decided to stay away from that. But I also want you to tell us about your title, too, because I know you're like kind of the jack of all trades behind everything at pickleball.com.
Jason Santerre, Chief Technical Officer of Pickleball Inc. So we want to learn what all that means. You do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, so I'm in charge of all the technology at the parent corporation all the way down. So that includes PPA, MLP, Pickleball Central, pickleball.com and all the websites that we own, which is leagues, team leagues, tournaments, brackets. We have a couple other websites that aren't being visible yet. Those will be coming out this year. You guys will see those fairly shortly. Within a month, I think you'll see some new websites coming out from us. And then, of course, all of our mobile apps that we're coming out with. I think we're coming out with 6 or 7 apps this year. So we've got a lot of products coming out, but anything that happens in the technology side of it for our entire corporation, that falls underneath my my preview.
I always tell everybody, Jason, just being sort of behind the scenes and knowing everything. I see all these lists coming out and stuff with most important pickleball, and I was like, I know the most important person in pickleball, and that is Jason Santerre. And we just, at Southern Pickleball, we just want to give you a huge shout out and a big thank you, because if it wasn't for you and what all you've done all the way back from your pickleball brackets days going forward and all the time you spent working with us, there's no way we would have had all our success that we've had. So you're definitely the most important person for Southern Pickleball as well. So just wanted, before we got into talking everything, I just wanted to make sure I got the chance to publicly thank you for all you've done for us.
Thank you very much. Sorry about that. I had to shut my phone off. I forgot to do that. I appreciate that. Mark, we've been working together for a long time. It seems amazing. It seems like, I don't know, it seems like forever now.
Yeah, it's been a while, but I just remember, my experience, Mary Emily, I don't know, have you heard of this? So I was, at the time, there was the other platform, and I ran a tournament on it, and we got down to like the semifinals, and all of a sudden it collapsed. And I guess you know about it, because I think you were there at that tournament.
I think I was at it, yeah.
And
I was like volunteer help, being like, oh, like, come on, Mary, I'm going to get some help doing some T-shirts and stuff.
And the system went down, and luckily I had everything on paper, and I'd ran softball tournaments and stuff before, but we just sort of winged how to put it together. And then on Tuesday, after that tournament, they called me back and they said, hey, we saw our system went down this weekend. Is there anything we can help you with? And I was like, well, I mean, we could have used some help on Saturday or Sunday, but Tuesday, it's a little late. But at the same time, there was a guy that told me about this guy that lived up in Buffalo, New York, that was developing this new platform called Pickleball Brackets. And you see my Buffalo Pickleball sweatshirt here now. But and that was Jason. And so I reached out to Jason, and he immediately got on a Zoom call with me, and we started talking, and he started showing me all the things that his software could do. And so we switched. I think we were one of the earlier groups. I mean, there's a lot of people before us, I'm not saying, but we did a lot with Pickleball Brackets, and that's just one thing. And then when Pickleball Brackets became part of the Pickleball Inc. family and everything, we were there. But it just I don't know, man, Jason, I just feel so blessed that we met you at the early time, at the right time. But how did you get started with pickleball? I mean, I know you were in it way before I met you.
Yeah, so I've been in pickleball now for I don't know, probably 15 to 18 years now I've been into it. And I actually got into it because of my kids. I was looking for something to do as a family, and I thought maybe playing tennis was the solution. So I was like, how do you play tennis? I don't know. And so I uh I Googled it, and this one, I'm really bad. I'm not really bad, but I do research, probably over research everything. I don't care what I buy, but tennis was one. I'm like, well, how do you teach beginners tennis? And I came across this article that said, you know, teach them to play pickleball first, because kids will get, they'll get worn out by running after the tennis ball all the time, because it's always like way all over the place, and the court's smaller. Then they said when they finish that, then progress them to tennis. So I YouTubed pickleball, and within 10 seconds I'm like, forget tennis. So I was hooked instantly, and there was no courts, no locations, no players in Buffalo. So I went out and bought 16 paddles. Back then they were wooden paddles. I bought 4 nets and put an ad on Craigslist. 12 people showed up, and
A little
we
bit
had
of
the
an,
rule
little bit of an
inside,
all-in
and
personality here. I think we're dealing with Mary Emily.
Right? I love it. That's
yeah,
awesome.
and again, I just we had the rule book there. Nobody knew how to play, and every time somebody had a question, we just looked it up in the rule book, and that was it. And it took off. We went from no courts to now in Buffalo we have 200 courts. We have like 70 different locations. Right now I think we have 7 indoor locations, maybe 6, I can't remember, but there's a lot. And then we have some people that have private courts already in Buffalo. So it's like it just exploded here, and it's big in Rochester. It was bigger in Rochester before it started in Buffalo, in fact. So it's grown a lot.
So you got involved in the business both from the software side and the facility side, right? So
Yeah, I was part owner of Pickleball Island, and so I invested in that after the software, and I did that for 5 years, and then I sold my shares of the business, because I just didn't have the time to spend on it, and I was too busy with just the technology side. I couldn't really give the brick and mortar the attention that it really needed, and I felt bad and guilty that I was kind of not giving the place the attention it needed. So I had to sell.
well, it seems like every week a new indoor place is popping up somewhere or whatever. We have a lot of them come on our show or whatever. What do you see as the future of indoor pickleball and facilities? Do you think it's going to continue to boom?
I do think it's going to continue to boom, but I do think that there's going to be this peak where different locations around the country, or different cities, I should say, are going to overpopulate with facilities. The ones that are more attractive, the ones that are more affordable, and the ones that offer better options will succeed, and I think the other ones will fall off. But I do see we're just at the start. Like, I mean, you look at tennis facilities and you look at pickleball facilities. I mean, pickleball facilities have a long way to go as far as growth and the amount that are going to get built across the country over time. I do think tennis facilities would be wise to hit and jump on that bandwagon and maybe add on to their facility, or maybe cut off some courts and add to it. I think that would be the smarter move. But again, I do think there's a long way to go for pickleball. There's a lot more places that could add play. We have, I don't know, we have probably 10 parks or more in just Buffalo alone that have multiple tennis courts in it. I mean, pickleball courts. They're all so packed you can't even get on the courts. I mean, it's crazy. And we're not a very big city. Buffalo's not a big city. But yet we still can't find places to play in the summer because all the courts are full.
Right. And one of the things that I've always thought that makes you so good at what you do, and you are so good at what you do with all the software and development, but you've organized leagues, you've ran tournaments, you've owned a facility and all that. So when you're writing all this software, or I guess now it's your team's writing all this software, I guess you're probably not doing as much, anymore, but you really have the real been there, have done that, and know it. It just seems like it makes such a difference because you're already thinking one step ahead of everybody.
Yeah, I guess so. It does help a lot because, we have so many different pieces of software that work differently, for our customers. And yeah, I mean, being there and doing it already and dealing with the pain as well as the joy of it. But, usually you learn from the pain. So I've really taken that and kind of implemented into the software. Usually every single thing that we do technology wise in a company, I try to kind of sit in and I kind of try to direct and guide and explain, how this should work. And then we make sure that our design team does it right. And then, of course, our development team, because everything in our system starts off with, a journey map, and then your design, and then the development, and then the testing, and then the deployment. So there's a process there. But again, we have so many developers and designers and stuff. Most of them don't play pickleball. So it would take somebody like myself or somebody else on the team that has that knowledge to kind of help them with it. But, it helps when you have the bigger picture for sure.
I think it's really cool hearing you say everything about that and just kind of also knowing the trajectory of how everything's expanded. Because I do remember, way back when you guys were having some late night conversations and you're the one that's like writing and doing all of this code behind everything, to now having you say that, like, you have like this entire team of people. And I know you were still doing a lot of that development and that journey at that point. But I think that even then it just speaks to the growth of pickleball that you're even talking about they're seeing in Buffalo and everything. And that's really, really cool to just hear about and see with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've used it. I mean, it's been so.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Mary Emily is a pro on the software now, and I mean, she's
Yeah, well,
a year ago never used it, so you're
Yeah.
a superstar on it now.
Yeah.
So
we had to be, right? I mean,
Yeah.
It's kind of how you got to jump into it.
So let's talk about when you play though. So do you like playing gender doubles, men's or mix? What do you like playing best?
I'll play doubles. I used to play singles when I was younger. And in the Buffalo area,
You're not the reason they're trying to shrink this singles court now, are you?
No, I'm not. In fact, I didn't. I mean, in our headquarters, we actually have an indoor court in our office at headquarters.
Ceiling's a little low.
Yeah, it is, but it's fun. It's in the office, and we and that's where they have the lines painted. I think they were prototyping it there and stuff. And but I played singles a
Oh,
lot.
they're putting the new narrow single lines on the office court in there.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you can see those when you look at the pictures. Whenever you see a photo of the court, that I've seen them online, and I'm like, oh, that's our office. So I recognize it. So I see the pictures online. But yeah, I mean, that's an experiment that the pros are doing to see how it works out. I see these young guys though, and they go from one edge to the other edge and the other edge, and they can do it without a problem. So I don't think the younger folks have a problem. I mean, it's the 50 plus like myself that I look at it. I just watch the ball go by and I'm like, yeah, there's another point somewhere down the line. I'm not going to worry about that.
I'm totally against it. I didn't realize until now that we might be doing it because Connor wants to play on a smaller court in the office.
Oh, no, it has nothing to do with it. No, that has nothing to do with it. I think it's, and I could be wrong. I really don't know, but I do think it's pro driven. And there's a reason for it, but I'm not involved with that kind of thing really. So I'm just speaking hypothetically because I really don't know.
We're not going to
guesswork.
hold you to anything, Jason. We're not trying to put you in a tough corner.
No, you're fine. You're fine. But yeah, I wouldn't know about that part of it. I don't get involved with those kind of policies or rules or anything like that. I don't get involved in that. I do implement the rules in the software, but that's about it.
I think they say there's going to be like longer rallies or everything, but I was actually thinking if we're going to change the lines, I mean, everybody's talking about how dangerous pickleball is and everything now sometimes, and eyewear and all that. If we're going to add additional line, let's just move the kitchen line back a foot. Instead of having it 7 feet, we could make it 8 feet.
You make it, if you made it 7.5 feet, that's a foot more. If you think about it, because a half a foot from both sides,
Yeah,
right?
So give you more time. It'd be easier to hit the third shot drop. I don't know, but
well, I mean, I'm 6'5", and so when I'm at the kitchen line, I'm leading in. The opponent really has to keep the ball very tight because I've got a long reach, and I don't realize that unless I play against tall people, and then I'm like, wow, people must hate it when I get up to the line because I don't realize it playing until I play against another tall.
Had the chance to play against Jason when he's in Atlanta, Mary Emily. I can vouch for the fact he is very tall. It is very hard to get the ball in the kitchen. He's a very good player. It's very frustrating to try to hit anything in there.
I can imagine as someone that is 5'2", I am the person that is intimidated of the 1.3 inches that you have standing on the opposite side of the net of me. Mm-hmm. So I can completely understand where that comes from.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite pro player?
That's changed over time, but I would say Anna Lee is definitely my favorite. I know that sounds kind of cheesy, I guess, because she is the best, but I just think she's got great character. For such a young lady, and even when she was 12 and she was so good all the way up 16 and so on. And she's obviously expressed like frustration on the court when she's lost and stuff, but that comes with competition. I don't see a problem with that. But her ability to just always stay on the top and being as athletic, it's tough. Everybody's coming for her. And for her to stay on the top and be consistent on the top with different partners, that's impressive, man. I mean,
To be able to bring that every week. She's
Oh,
one of your
yeah.
favorite players too,
Every week.
Emily.
Yeah, she's
yeah,
up there.
there's players that go on runs, but think about how many years she has been not just on the top, but dominating the top.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
Did y'all see her blast the ball at Tyra Black last weekend in Minnesota?
Missed that one.
Yeah, I heard there was some there was a lot of chatter on social.
She got a little upset and just teed off on one at Tyra's face. Didn't hit her, but then she like complained and like asked the official to step in, saying that she thought it hit her hairband, so she wanted the point for it.
It could have hit her hair. I mean, I look at like I play with girls that got hair, long hair, and when I hit the ball, if they move their head and their hair hits it, technically that counts.
Yeah, it does. Yep.
Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting asking for that. I'm a big Anna Lee fan too. And she, this is not too far after. I mean, it's sort of old news, but the Nike deal. What do you think about that? That's big for pickleball, isn't it? I think it's big.
That's huge.
Big for Pickleball Inc. I think Pickleball Inc. I would think.
Yeah, I believe it is. I mean, the deal isn't with us, obviously. The deal's with her, but let's face it, that's going to help every brand in the industry. It's going to help all the tournaments. It's going to help all the clubs and the pickleball players and everything. It's going to help a lot of different areas of business. Nike coming in and kind of wanting to be a part of pickleball. That's impressive. And I could give you stories about when they showed up at Worlds this year and they were walking around and looking at it. I don't want to get into that, but they liked what they saw and they wanted in. And so that was the best part. And Anna Lee is probably the best person to give the sponsorship to be honest with you.
For sure. I think just from even talking to people that aren't necessarily as familiar with pickleball and everything like that, it's really interesting because I think it legitimizes the sport in a lot of different ways for people that maybe haven't been as privy to pickleball or seen its growth or different things like that. And they're all of a sudden seeing this big deal and seeing, oh, well, Nike's actually adding it and giving that credibility to the sport. So I'm really intrigued to see how it's going to continue growing and kind of shape it from there. And honestly, kudos to her because she's an incredible athlete too for that. So.
Well, you've seen the Nike sign with pickleball that's been around for a year now, or maybe two. I can't remember. But one thing that was interesting is when they showed up at our tournament, the first thing they realized was there's no Nike anywhere. Nobody wearing Nike gear, nobody wearing Nike shirts, nobody using Nike stuff. And they're looking around going, wow, this pickleball world, like everybody's using all the other brands. We need to get in.
Not even wearing their shoes.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I mean. They're not even wearing their shoes. There was when they walked around, they didn't see any Nike anywhere. And that's odd because every other sport they go to, golf, basketball, football, baseball, it doesn't matter. There's Nike everywhere. Pickleball, no Nike. And so I think that kind of opened their eyes and said, listen, we got to get in. And they did. And of course, I mean, yeah, it wouldn't be that hard for them to get in. All they got to do is make a phone call and be like, we want to sponsor you. How do we do that?
Well, I think we're going to see that change, and we'll see Nike out there right alongside Diadem now.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they're going to, Nike will have a paddle. I mean, I guarantee you they'll have a paddle. And so once Nike gets the paddle going and, if Nike pushes the envelope on that paddle, that's going to be competing with probably a lot of the other companies out there for sure.
So pushes the envelope on that paddle. What does that mean?
In other words, like giving competition to the other big paddle manufacturers, like Yola and Diadem, or not Diadem, Yola and who is that? Hold on, I got one over here somewhere. I got a ton of paddles. I can't remember.
I didn't know if you were going to give us some insight on paddle testing and all the different stuff, but
No,
I won't
doing that. But
I won't put you on the spot with all that.
I'm not saying they are going to have a paddle. I'm saying I'm assuming they will because, I mean, it seems like a logical next step. They make basketballs, they make baseballs, they make, why wouldn't you make a pickleball paddle?
I feel like Nike's paddle, if they come out with something when they do it, if not even if, when, because to your point, yes, they are quite literally doing it all the time. I mean, they have the money to put behind all the technology and all of the research and development. I mean, that's probably going to be a really hot paddle if it comes to it. Or it's just going to be something that every other person who's knows the name Nike is gonna just stick to. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
I was going to go down the road where they have the same testing standards as everybody else, but like I said, we'll save that for a Jason Aspis podcast when we have Jason, the other Jason here. So hey, I heard there was a thing that came out on the Dink this week in their newsletter, and I thought they were just trying to get really clickbait because they had the double Nasty Nelson. They said somebody had Nasty Nelson back to back, and I don't see how it really happened because it was on the same side of the court. But I've heard you kind of like the nasty.
Do we have a clip of it?
Do we have a clip of it? Can we show that? Let's see if we see this real quick. So here's this clip. So here's the first one. I had to watch it twice.
You said this was supposed to be back to back. Okay.
Yeah, they said back to back.
Back to back Nasty Nelson.
There's the first one. It hits him in the hand. Yeah.
He's very excited.
Then the next one hits him in the paddle. Well, wouldn't they have switched sides?
Well, if you get a point, don't you rotate when you get a point?
So I'm like, come on, the Dink, you got to do better than this. Not to mention the guys just standing there. I'm like, this is the most staged video ever. But I guess we're doing what they wanted because we're watching it and sharing it with everybody else. But,
It accomplished what they wanted to accomplish.
Here's my only argument for it. I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. This is looking like someone just clipped it out from their own recording of the match. So maybe it wasn't back to back necessarily, but maybe there was the point in between. You're not seeing it.
Two times in the same game.
I was going to say they could be calling back to back when they're actually, against the same person. Like you're saying, one they did it, then they got another point, and they came back and they did it to the same person back to back. That's possible.
But tell us about your best Nasty Nelson ever. Do you have one that just really stands out? Because I've heard you're a man that's not afraid to go for the Nasty Nelson.
No, I'm not. And my friends know, like my buddies and we Nasty Nelson each other all the time. Like nonstop. If we notice that you turn your head to look at your partner while you're turning your head, if I've already called the score, you're getting nasty. There's no question it's happening. And we tend to do it first serve of the game. It happens a lot. On the turn when you switch ends, and then of course game winning point. And so we go for it a lot on game winning point. And so my biggest thing is I like to get the nasty on the game winning point.
I always think people are looking for it on the game winning point though, right? I mean, I always think that the one before the game winning point would be the better one.
Yeah.
My favorite nasty is I hit somebody with a nasty and they knew it was coming, so they stepped like a foot off the court, and I still hit them. And then the very next time I was playing against them again, they stayed farther off, and I hit the ball behind them because I knew they were going to step back, and they're probably 5 feet off the court, and I still hit them with a nasty. And so that was probably my favorite time because I got him once off the court, and he thought he was far enough away, and then I got him again, and that was
So
great.
your strategy is to look for the Nasty Nelson.
Yeah, Jason's going to try to
hit people.
Yeah, you got to have your head on the swivel.
Yeah, you do. I get hit all the time because I'm watching the game on the court next to me. While I'm up at the kitchen line, I'll be like, whoa, that's a good rally. And then bam, I'm like, son of a gun, I was watching the other game.
Now, do you get upset if somebody Nasty Nelson's you? Are you mad at that player?
No, we laugh about it. Like we joke around. And of course, we're all laughing and joking. I'm not saying there aren't people that get upset. We've got a few people that we've nastied that literally have gotten extremely angry and walked off. And we're just like, whoa, I'm sorry. We're just joking around. We're just friends. We're not.
I hit one of my buddies here, and he didn't talk to me for about 2 weeks. So I don't.
So, I mean,
Well, didn't you bring it up on the podcast too? So then you felt a little ashamed about it.
Yeah, so I try not to bring up. Now, Mary Emily's the opposite, Jason. She probably thinks that's just terrible sportsmanship, and we shouldn't even try.
I don't think I would ever do it in a tournament setting. I don't think that I have enough control to try to even do it in a
So it's not that you don't believe in it; you're just not sure you can
I
execute
don't
it
think I
yet.
would execute properly. Instead, I would just end up like really jacking up the serve, and then I would be like, well, that was just really poor. And I'd be like, well, But I mean, I think that it can be. I think it depends on the people. I really think it depends on the people. If you're doing it in a group, a fun community, everyone's joking around, whatever, who cares?
I won't hit somebody with a nasty if I think that it's going to bother them. I definitely won't. When I will hit somebody, though, I don't care who they are, and I don't care how old they are. It doesn't matter to me. If you go to hit me with an Ernie, once you jump the net, I am going to hit you with the ball every time. Well, I can't say I'm going to hit you every time, but I'm going to try to if I can get it, because I don't understand why people don't do that more. You jump to hit an Ernie, it's kind of like it's I won't say it is, for lack of a better word, it's insulting to the person that's dinking, right? So you jump and you hit the Ernie and it's like, oh crap, I got Ernied, why can't I hit you with the ball? That's totally legal. Like, so when you jump the corner, I just hit the ball right
Almost
at
the
you.
best shot when somebody does that too. That's the best defense of the Ernie is just to hit it right at him.
I don't know why people don't do it more. It's that because most people they see it coming and then they try to avoid them. And I'm like, why avoid them? Just hit it right at them.
Closer to you, less time for reaction, and
Right.
a big target right there. Yeah, I agree with you.
Big target. You can hit it fast and hard. And
I'd be scared to play against you guys on the court. I mean,
What should we call that? So if it's the Nasty Nelson, then we're gonna have to make a name for if you hit the person, is that gonna be the
Santerre shot over here?
yeah, the Santerre,
oh, that's too long of a word. People are gonna mess up the name.
Santerre or the
Oh, geez. Thanks a lot, Mark. Appreciate that.
no, not that. It needs to be something with the Jason, something like I don't know. I'm not thinking that.
Jumpin' Jason? I don't know, something like that. We'll figure it out. We'll brainstorm and we'll get back to you. Let you know.
We're gonna have
shot's gonna
a
be
shot that's named after the most important man in pickleball. So hey, we do a little cool segment, Jason, each time. Well, we think it's cool. Everybody else probably thinks it's silly, but we call it On Top of the Podium, and it's just a little segment where we do and so the reason it's called On Top of the Podium is you're gonna pick a bronze, a silver, and a gold medalist, just like they're getting up on the medal stand.
Okay.
And we have a different category each week for that. And this week, what did we come up with, Mary Emily?
We came up with favorite sports teams.
Favorite pro sports teams?
Pro sports teams.
Or is it?
Pro sports teams. Okay. All right.
So, but we'll give you some leeway. We'll go real quick first, Mary Emily. You got some 3 favorites?
Yeah, I'm going to jump into it. My bronze, I'm going to go for the Dallas Wings, the women's basketball team, just because Paige Beckers is awesome. For my silver, we're going to go the U.S. women's national soccer team. Once again, staying in that women's sports world. But I'm going to switch it up for my gold because I cannot help myself but to say the Pittsburgh Steelers
Oh, this is going to be some controversy.
in fact, my number one. They are on top of the podium for gold for me, even though they did not have the best season. So,
That's my fault, Jason. I sent her to school in Pittsburgh for 4 years, and they converted her.
Hey, Pittsburgh is my second favorite team.
Yeah.
So.
Well, hey, we may have something in common. I'll give mine real quick. My bronze, they converted me too. I think the Steelers are now my bronze.
That is a crazy statement to hear.
When I am not cheering, I find, and I'm actually hoping that if Tyler Algier doesn't come back to the Falcons, that he ends up being the running back up there. My second silver is the Falcons. Stay football. I'm a big Falcons fan, but second, because my number one, it's still baseball for me starting out, and I'm just diehard homer. Atlanta Braves. Thank you, Baseball Hall of Fame, finally getting it right and getting Andrew Jones in this year, the best center fielder that ever played. He should have been in the Hall of Fame a long time ago. Now we got to get Dale Murphy in there too.
Dale Murphy's not in the Hall of Fame.
Isn't that crazy that Dale Murphy's not in the Hall of Fame? That's insane. I agree. Yeah, he is not. We're waiting on the old timers committee.
Maybe that's what Bill Belichick is going through. They're just, they just don't want him in.
Bill Belichick, no matter what he cheated on, should have still been a first-time Hall of Famer for that.
I don't know if it was because of how he treated other coaches or people as a coach, or if people just really did. He only missed it by 1 vote, right? 1 vote. So that wasn't a lot.
But I mean, when you have more Super Bowls than any other coach,
how do you not make the Hall of Fame the first time? Like, that should have been a no-brainer.
If he's not a first-time Hall of Fame ballot person, I don't know who is. But who? So anyway, we digress. What's yours, Jason? Let's hear them.
Okay, so I'm not going to say basketball. Basketball was my favorite sport for years. I don't watch basketball at all anymore.
So you played basketball a lot growing up, or?
I did, yes. I played basketball a lot growing up. But I don't watch basketball at all anymore. It's just not the same.
Why is that? Why do you not watch it anymore?
Well, LeBron James kind of ruined basketball for me, so I just can't watch it.
How did LeBron James, one of the greatest players of all time, ruin basketball for you?
See, I disagree with that statement, but that's okay. I think Kobe Bryant's way better than LeBron will ever be.
If Corin, our other host, was here, he would agree with you.
Yeah.
Don't forget, too, Kobe Bryant in his 40s, I think he was 40s or late 30s, was taking on LeBron when LeBron was in his 20s in his prime and going man-to-man with him, and LeBron they're not even close, right? And then, of course, I think, of course, Michael is the king of basketball. He is the GOAT. That's my opinion. And I think Larry Bird is better than LeBron is. So, I mean,
if we were doing on top of the podium 3 greatest NBA players, you'd have what? Larry Bird, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan? Is that?
That would be tough. I mean, there's Wilt Chamberlain. There's a lot of the old school basketball players that people forget about, and that's the hard part, those top three would be really tough. I think you have Shaq who just dominates, right? Like how can you leave Shaq out, right? So it's hard. It's really tough. I mean, there's so many good centers and different positions. I think you'd have to do it by position. I think that would be a better way to do it. I think
we'll tackle that one when you come back. So let's for the next show. So today, let's get to the top three.
My top three. Let's see. I'd say Steelers, and these are okay. The Steelers would be number 3, bronze.
I never thought that was coming.
I didn't either.
Yes. Steelers would be number 3 on the bronze, and then the Buffalo Sabres would be number 2.
Oh, you're a season ticket holder there, aren't you?
And the number 1 is the Buffalo Bills.
Well, I saw number 1 coming because I remember you came down and made a trip down here.
Oh, don't bring that
up.
up.
Went to watch a lovely.
That was the game. You know what? You guys played outstanding. I was really frustrated that the Bills played so poorly, but you guys played out. You guys couldn't have played a more perfect game.
To bring it up. I mean,
Yes.
Come on now.
So people know we're talking about Monday Night Football this year in Atlanta at Mercedes-Benz, Buffalo, the Falcons. That was the highlight of the Falcons year.
Yep.
But it was not a good night for Jason.
It started off with the Falcons fumbling the ball and the Buffalo Bills recovering it on a kickoff, and then there was a penalty by the Bills, so we lost it, and then it was just downhill from there. It's like that was it. But you know what I thought? I really thought that after that game that the Falcons were gonna just, I thought that they were gonna skyrocket, and they just struggled throughout the year. I don't understand it. I don't know why a team can play so well against the Bills and then the rest of the season struggle. I don't know, but.
I remember when we were walking out of the stadium, one of our drunk fans telling you that to not be down on yourself, that was our night, but that y'all would still be in the playoffs and y'all would still make a run. And he was so right. That was the only. That was
the one celebration that the Falcons got for sure.
But man, then y'all are tough up there in Buffalo. I mean, what playoffs? Like what, 8 of the last 9 years or something? And then you still fire your coach.
Though, I mean. I like McDermott. That's not the problem. But I think with McDermott, the problem was it was just too much failure over too much time. We've had for the last 6 years, we can't stop a 3rd down conversion. We tend to choke on clock management. We tend to choke on, the last few minutes of a game. If we give the other team the ball back, we tend to kind of flounder that off. I don't know. It's just too many issues over the years. And I think that it was time to say, okay, it's time to get rid of the coaching staff. And I don't think that it was right to blame him or fire him for the last playoff game because that wasn't his fault. I mean, Josh had a broken foot. He had a broken hand. We have no wide receivers. Like, there's a lot of reasons why we lost that game. But if you take the last 6 years and you figure out, some of the issues that have happened and never got fixed, I think it was time.
Yeah, well, it was definitely time for the Falcons to make a change, so we're looking forward to our new coach. I was surprised the Bills went in-house with Joe Brady, though. It seemed like if you were making a change that you wouldn't go with somebody that was already in the building.
I was shocked. I mean, I think every fan in Buffalo was shocked. We really didn't think that was going to happen. So.
Yeah. But it's got to be fun to be a Bills fan with Josh Allen as quarterback. Something that
yeah.
You know what? 1 minute left in the game, and you still think you're going to win.
Yeah, that's fair.
So my understanding is Jason is quite the fan. His money backs up his belief because you got season tickets in that new nice stadium that y'all are building up there, right?
Yeah, we're season ticket holders for the Sabres and the Bills both, and we go to a lot of Bandits games as well.
So the Bandits, that's the lacrosse team?
Lacrosse, yeah. We're 4-time champions in a row. So we've won the championship. I think it's 4 years in a row.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but nobody cares about lacrosse. I mean, it's too bad because it is fun to watch, but it's box lacrosse. It's not field lacrosse, so it's a smaller area, but it's fun.
That was the fastest growing sport in the country before pickleball came along.
Oh, well, we took the term from them. You know what? I have been hearing the term since I started playing pickleball, that pickleball is the fastest growing sport in the country for the last 18 years. And I'm like, maybe it is every year. I don't know. But I think it's a catchy phrase that people keep using. I don't know if it is the fastest growing sport or not. I really don't know. Padel is becoming quite the sport.
Yeah, the thing I hear now with padel or paddle, whichever, depending on what part of the world you live in, is they say that's the fastest growing one in this world. But I don't know, man. I'm pickleball through and through. So I'm just going to stick. We can find a stat that makes pickleball the fastest growing still. But with that in mind, tell us. I mean, we got to wrap up here, and we've really enjoyed our time. But tell us about what we can expect from pickleball.com for 2026. I know people are excited about the apps. You hit on it a little bit, but just give us a sort of brief rundown of some of the things that all our fans and players can look forward to seeing.
Sure. Well, obviously there's going to be new formats coming out that we're going to be supporting. Obviously, our team league platform was launched last year as a soft launch, and MLP got on board, and NPL and a lot of other companies got on board for team leagues. And this year it's going to be launched to the public so people can start using it. Pretty nice product. I mean, it does everything you could imagine. It's specially designed for pickleball, for team leagues in pickleball. And then we have our tournament platform, which will have team events. Team events comes out this month, actually. Is it February? Yeah. So so team events inside of our tournament platform comes out this month. So that'll be exciting for everybody to start doing their traditional events and their team events side by side in the same platform, in the same tournament, same registration. So that's coming out. Then our player analytics information and stuff that's coming out. There is a ton of player analytic data that's going to be coming out. We have a new website coming out specifically for this kind of information. I don't want to give out too much, but it's all going to be linked throughout our entire platform, no matter what site you're on, our tournaments, our leagues, or whatever. And then this new analytic portion of it is going to show you all your stats in a very kind of granular way if you want to see them that way. And then, of course, it'll tell you how you are. What do I want to say without giving enough away, to see how you compare to the rest of the world. How about that? Okay. So you'll be able to see how you compare to the world, your country, and within your state. And so you will be able to see where you are in comparison. We have like I said, we have like 6 or 7 apps coming out, 2 new products, completely new products, and then of course all of our other existing current products are all coming out in app form. So they will all be accessible via app, and then of course you'll be able to use them the same way, except for they'll be a little more friendly and a little more tailored to you as the end user, instead of like a website where it's tailored to the masses and everybody that comes. The apps will be tailored to you because you're gonna be logged in, and it's all about you and your experience and your tournaments and leagues and how you play them and register and all that kind of stuff.
Awesome. Well, everybody, you heard it here on the Southern Pickleball Podcast. The apps are coming. I tell you, you can do everything you would ever need to do through the browser version, but everybody keeps asking for the app.
Sure.
So, hey, we're going to, and just, the shameless plug for Southern Pickleball, thanks to everything that Jason has done, we've been able to affiliate clubs. We have our new Southern Pickleball leagues coming on board. If you want to be involved with any of that, our Southern Pickleball team events, because we have a new team. We're going to have our first big team event in April that's going to be running on the new software. So just reach out to us at info@southernpickleball.com, and somebody in our team will get back to you. I don't know who that is. Our team seems like it's growing every day, but somebody will get back to you quickly.
Respond quickly.
Somebody will get back to you quickly. We take our customer service seriously, so we'll get back to you. But we just Jason, you are truly the most important man in pickleball, and you're definitely the most important man to Southern Pickleball. We would not be where we've at. We would not have had the success if it wasn't for you. I mean, and not just all the software stuff. It's just the business advice and the consulting and all the stuff that you've given me along the way. The nights that you've listened when I just needed somebody to listen when we were struggling with things, and then the advice back. I just want you to know how much you're appreciated, and that we just really thank you, and we really thank you for taking time out. I know your schedule's crazy busy, but take time out tonight and sit on the podcast with us as well.
Oh, I appreciate it. Same back at you. It's been a great relationship, Mark. We've done so much stuff together, and you've been a real help to us as well. We built some things based on your feedback, and that's helped the product be better. So that's awesome. And I would like to give a shout out to my whole team. Like, back when I started, it was me, myself, and I, right? I was the support person, the salesperson, the development person, the visionary, all that was just me. And I was writing all the code and doing all the trainings and sessions. Now we have a pretty good team. We have a big support team. We have a huge development team. We have a design team. We have a management team, all of our programmers for front end and back end development. We've got a massive team now that works on all this stuff. And it wouldn't be possible without them either. So, I mean, it's not just me. but I do appreciate it. We have a great team, and you can't do something as big as what we're doing with pickleball.com. You got to remember, we're building all of this stuff from scratch. There is no template out there for building pickleball software. You can go and build tournament software by looking at other tournament stuff and things like that. But a lot of the stuff we're doing is brand new, and we've got to figure it out. So it's great when you have a team.
Yeah. Well, we really appreciate you. We love what you're doing and look forward to continuing down the road.
Yeah, exciting stuff.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you guys so much for joining us on the Southern Pickleball Podcast. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you guys again soon.
All right. Take care.